Hey, hello there. In this video, I want to talk about positive versus negative feedback loops. So, obviously, when we're positive, that is when we're going with the flow. And negative feedback loops, if I were to give you an example, imagine a time when you went into like a club or disco or what nightclub, whatever you call it in your part of the world, and you're in this queue, you're going in, and the people in front of you are excited to go in. And the moment they get past the security, the bouncers, what they call the door bitch, they pay their tickets in, and you see that they're bouncing off into the main doors of the club, and they're all excited to have a great night. But at the same time, there's also someone in front of you. There's like this one person that she doesn't seem like she wants to be there. She seems a little bit fatigued, and then she's kind of like looking at the lineup on the poster, and then she's starting to have like some doubts that she's gonna have a fun night. And then she starts nudging the person next to her. It's like, oh gosh, it's this guy again. That guy sucks. And what her friend begins to feel is that, oh yeah, you're right. That DJ didn't do well the last time, and it could be spoiling the experience for everyone. Should we step out to the next club? And then the people behind are saying, do you want to? So can we take your spot? You're holding up the queue. Are you going to go in, or can we take your spot? And they're like, hang on, we'll think about it. But the DJ really sucks. And then this feeling kind of spreads. And now let's look at two different kind of scenario. Okay, number one, had this person not been there, what would have been happening? The next bunch of people will be going in and going in. But now there seems to be a little bit of a negative feedback loop, because it all started with this one person who was a little bit fatigued and didn't had a problem with the DJ that was playing that day. And then her emotions affected her friend, which in turn caused the person behind to doubt. And then the queue was not moving, and then people start to wonder what's the problem. And then out of the blue, imagine that this one person who was holding up the whole thing felt negative about something else, started going dramatic, started wailing, crying. Maybe her boyfriend, maybe saw a message from her boyfriend, or a social update that her boyfriend was going out with someone else, and suddenly the whole thing becomes melodramatic, right? So, but now I want to show you a different scenario. So this is negative feedback loop. Can we turn negative feedback loop into a positive one? Well, we visualize now a department store, and someone's going there to make some payment. And at the checkout point, an angry customer comes in and says, this is a piece of garbage, steamboat machine for hot pot or whatever. It's a piece of garbage. It doesn't work. It's a lemon. I can't believe I waited for this promotion for ages, and I bought this piece of garbage. I plugged it in with my family. It couldn't even work. And then the store manager steps out and says, I'm so sorry for your experience. Let's make it up to you. And not only will we replace you with a working set, we'll test it for you on the spot, and we'll also give you $100 shopping voucher. And the person instantly, from negativity, that she almost caused the next person that was at the checkout counter to feel some doubt, suddenly, she goes from this raging disappointment and anxiety, but all of a sudden it breaks into a smile. It's like, oh, thank you so much. And you realize that it's actually that simple to cause a difference, to make someone go from negative to positive. Now, coming to this section of the video, I want you to ask yourself, have you been in a negative feedback loop at some recent times of your life, or even maybe now? And at the same time, I'll let you think about, based on a recent experience or experience that you're currently in, what would make that negative feedback loop go positive? All right, think about that for a moment. It could be a small action that you wish to see. But Mahatma Gandhi, one of the revered leaders of this world, he had a statement: be the change in the world that you want to see. I quote that very loosely. It may be in a different wording, but be the change that you want to see in the world. Something like that. Okay? So the point is that this element of tweaking the negative to the positive, it actually starts with you. Or you can be that change. If you see a situation, well, for those of you who are families, perhaps some of you have bunch of kids and they have a party at home, and then you invited your neighbors, you invited their schoolmates, and they come in, and suddenly the kids start to fight about a toy, or maybe because someone fell down outside the inflatable slide or something like that, and the other kids start to have their doubts. But when you rush out with some lollipops, and then suddenly it just changes the whole sentiment over there, and you turn a negative feedback loop into a positive one. So we're actually coming to the end of this video. I'd like you to think about in what ways you have been positive, in what ways you're negative, and it's possible for us to have a duality. All right. So in a sense that sometimes we can be a bit of each. In some ways, have you ever come across people who are like very charismatic? At sometimes for those of you who go to church or temple or mosque, there could be some people out there that are such good givers of warmth, encouragement, and advice. But at the same time, in their personal lives, maybe they're impoverished, maybe they're financially struggling, and you wonder, why is it that at this place of worship you see this great person, yet in their Monday to Friday you see this miserable person who's stricken with so many problems? So it's actually very possible to have these different things going on at the same time. So what can we do to turn these negatives into a positive, right? Think about that. And this is my video, and I appreciate that I've been able to do this without actually having to edit this video at any point, and no cuts, no nothing. And I'll be, if you are interested in also like putting up your own content, share your thoughts, well, you never know, because sometimes your thoughts could actually change people out there. You could be changing some negative feedback loops out there into a positive one. If that's of interest to you, do also check out my video on 8 tips about making successful YouTube content. Bye for now. Please subscribe if you like my content, and please comment below if there's something struck you regarding this video right here about positive and negative feedback loops.